Hey, Lexi!
Hey Cameron. Hey, where did you go off to without telling me? I've said before that I want you telling me what you're doing when it gets late out.
I'm sorry. On my way home from work, my mom called me asking for me to come over and plan out a vacation with her.
A vacation?
Turns out that I'll be going with my mom to Hawaii for New Year's as a small trip.
Are you serious?
We plan to only be there for a week or so you don't have to get too surprised by this one. At first, it was going to be my mom and dad going to Hawaii together for that week, but now that dad's bedridden from his sickness, she's asked for me to go with her instead.
Wait! Why would you guys still plan to go to Hawaii with everything else going on?
What do you mean? Lots of people go on vacation during the New Year's, right? You think we're just joking?
You guys are still planning to go on that trip that your dad was supposed to go on while he's in the hospital, unresponsive because of his condition? At that point, people would normally just cancel the trip and stay home around their family.
But if we were to cancel this whole vacation now, we'd be left having to pay a boatload in cancellation fees to all the hotels and restaurants. So, instead of having to deal with that, I think it's better that I go in Dad's place, and then we won't need to worry about money, right?
But if you started to think about the condition that your dad is in, you shouldn't have the mindset to go to Hawaii, right?
You think so? I never thought I had to dwell on the thought of my dad being in the hospital that much. My dad won't even know we're gone because he's not even well enough to be awake, and he won't be for a long time, the doctor said. So there's really no point in us being home to go see him if he's not even going to be awake to say anything. I think now's the perfect time that my mom and I go out and do what we want since we don't have to be held down by him.
This isn't about seeing him all the time, but the fact that you should be worried about him more than some trip to Hawaii. If I were you or your mom, I wouldn't care about having to pay a little or canceling and would stay here to be with my dad.
Well, it doesn't matter what you do, because you're not even coming with us.
You both really plan on going still. I have no idea how you have the nerve to do that right now.
Oh, come on, Lexi. This is one of the things that always drives me up the wall with you. How you always act like you're so right about everything.
Uh-huh.
No matter how you try and make me feel bad about my choice, I'm going to Hawaii. Tonight I'll be home to get my things together, and then I'm heading back to my parents' place to stay until the trip. Don't even try stopping me anymore.
Wait.
No!
What the heck, Cameron?
Alright, I'm getting on the plane right now.
So you both really are leaving?
It's my job as my mom's son to be here for her when she wants to go out and do something.
That's weird though, considering her husband is in the hospital in really bad shape right now. I wonder what's going on inside her head right now.
You're starting to get on my nerves here, Lexi.
I'm just going to tell you this one last thing then. If your dad does end up waking up during the time that you're both away, I'm going to have to tell him everything that's going on with his wife and his son, okay?
Go right ahead. I know for a fact he's not waking up while we're gone. Well, even if he does wake up, he'll at least have you there to care for him. And make sure you don't wander off, leaving him without any family, alright? So, with that, I'll be back in a week.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens then.
Lexi, Happy New Year!
Wait, David, Happy New Year! How has your body been doing after being asleep for so long?
Well, I'm still working out a lot of the kinks, but I have to say that all the hospital food actually tastes pretty good after not eating for so long, and I'm really looking forward to getting even better.
That's so amazing to hear.
By the way, something tells me that both Cameron and Lucy ended up still going to Hawaii then?
Yeah. Cameron ended up taking your place and going with your wife. They left yesterday.
I see.
I'm sorry that I couldn't stop them. I told them over and over again not to go while you were in the hospital, but they never listened to me. They never even bothered to come see you in the hospital after you were taken in by the ambulance.
That's all right, Lexi. I was the one that told my wife not to push herself to come see me if I ended up slipping into a coma. So she had every right to have gone away for a bit expecting that I wasn't going to wake up. I'm sure she just remembered that I said that, and so she didn't mean any harm by leaving to Hawaii still with Cameron.
Then I suppose that I wasn't going to change their minds after all.
Well, even if I hadn't said that to her, I doubt she would have stayed. I remember after being helped from the car accident by your family and you, that my wife had already been pretty reluctant to come see me because me being so badly hurt and sick would ruin the trip. Of course, a small part of me wanted to tell her to stay by my side as I was in the hospital, but she was very excited for the trip, and so I never had it in me to change her either.
David.
I'm sorry that I've told you all this, but I thought it'd be best that you knew what was going on.
Thank you.
But there is a reason for them wanting to be away on this trip, and I think you should be ready to understand what I mean by that.
I see. Well, for the time being, I will prepare myself for what's next and to help you.
Thank you, Lexi.
Lexi? Tomorrow my mom and I will be coming back, so can you come get us from the airport?
Uh-huh. You want me to come all the way there? Don't you realize that the airport is a couple hours away from our place? Why not just take the bus back to our place from there, or at least get an Uber or something to go home in?
Well, we have a lot of things with us. You're my wife, so you have to listen to everything my mom and I ask for.
Well, before we continue with this, your dad woke up.
Really?
When I was going to go and see him, he had woken up and started talking to me.
Are you serious about that?
He says that he has enough energy to text you guys, so I'll let him handle this.
He can't really be awake already, right? You're lying, right?
Cam,
Hi, Dad.
did you have a good time in Hawaii? I know that you went there in my place, right?
Right. Well, we went to all sorts of beaches and stayed at a few really nice resorts. Even went out and tried surfing for the first time in my life.
I see. I'm sure it was a great time, leaving your dad who was in a coma behind so that you could go out to Hawaii, huh? You both are coming home tomorrow, I hear? I'd make sure that you enjoy whatever time you have left there before having to come back and see me, okay?
Hey, Dad.
Well, I guess I should get things started then.
What are you going to get started? I'm sure you're just really happy to see us again, right? Maybe there'll be some sort of surprise for us when we get home, right?
Just make sure to let your mom know that she needs to be prepared for what comes next.
Dad? Maybe you're less happy and more mad then? Hey, Lexi, what is this? Why is there a divorce form?
So you've made it back home now? Hope you made it back okay.
But what is going on with this divorce form laying on the counter?
Well, about you, Cameron. You were in Hawaii with another woman, correct?
Why do you say that?
Well, your dad started to look into your mom about her cheating, and lo and behold, you ended up being with another woman as well. And then once your dad found out about that, he told me.
What? So you know about Mom as well then?
That's right, we both do. We both figured that you guys really continued with that trip, not because you didn't want to pay any cancellation fees, but because you both were going to have an affair, correct? I hope you both had fun at least.
No, hold up. If you really think about this, things don't seem to add up, right? Do you really think my dad could have done all of that when he was in a coma for so long?
Well, he told me that he's been looking into your mom for over half a year now. That's before he ever got into that accident, Cameron. And your dad has actually been awake for a month now. Did you know that?
What?
Of course not, because neither you or your mom ever came to see him. When I started going to the hospital to help care for him, he opened his eyes.
What? You hid that from both my mom and I?
Well, when he asked me where the two of you were, I told him that they didn't plan to come see you. And so he told me everything and asked that I keep my mouth shut about it.
Why though?
Well, your dad was a little upset about the fact that neither of you two wanted to be around him when he was in his time of need.
But why would he never tell us that he was at least awake?
Cameron, your dad knows that you aren't actually his son.
What?
I never really knew that you weren't your dad's real son, and David didn't really know either until he started looking deeper into things. But now he knows that the man that your mom went to see in Hawaii is actually your real dad. So really, this whole trip was going to be both your real parents, you, and then that woman you wanted to cheat on me with, correct? I'm not sure why I say that like it didn't end up happening, because you guys did see them and enjoy your time in Hawaii with them.
You know all about that now. Dang it.
I'm sure that your mom will soon be finding the divorce paperwork that I've placed in her living room for her to find.
Huh?
Your dad asked me to help him place it there while he stayed in his hospital bed.
Are you kidding me?
Ah, that's right. David has gone ahead and changed to a new hospital, so if either of you try to come and talk to him, you'll find that you're both too late.
Where did he go to, Lexi?
Well, I'm not sure about where myself.
Why don't you know? Out of all the things that he decided to tell you about, he never mentioned the next hospital he'd be going to?
Well, he realized once you both came back from Hawaii, he wouldn't want anything to do with you guys. The last time I spoke with him was yesterday, and then after that, we decided not to talk to one another anymore. So I haven't heard anything else from him since. And in the case of David, he doesn't know where I am currently either. I think if you want to find anything else about David's whereabouts, perhaps you'll have some luck talking to his lawyer when he starts talking with your mom about all of this.
He even got a lawyer involved in this?
Well, why the heck wouldn't he be, Cameron? As a matter of fact, I'm also going to be getting a lawyer soon. So when that happens, you'll be hearing from them instead of me, okay?
You're getting one as well?
There's some information and a few business cards with those divorce papers you found, right? Those will be the lawyers I plan to get involved with to help me see all this through.
Hey, can we at least talk this over a bit more in person? You've been married for 3 years now, so you have to have the heart to want to talk things through, right?
We've been married for 3 years, yet you choose to cheat on me. What made you think that was an okay thing to do when you should have the heart to talk to me? And also, even though he was never your father and never knew that, he raised you all the way to the point you're at now and learned recently that you aren't his and his wife has been cheating on him all this time. Imagine being in his shoes and having to feel all the emotions he's having now just trying to deal with all of this. Especially after an accident that left him in a coma. Honestly, I might have stayed to talk things through with you over cheating on me, but what really pissed me off was you just leaving your dad in the hospital while he was dealing with all of this to go to Hawaii with your cheating mom. So me leaving you is justified, right?
But, Lexi...
Don't say my name anymore, okay? I've got to get going now.
Huh?
Make sure that I get all of the money I asked for in the settlement, okay? Please and thank you.
What? Dad! I still really do think of you as my real father. And what happened with me and going to Hawaii and while I was there,
Perfect timing. I want you to tell this to your mom for me as well. I'm not going to change my mind about the divorce. And as for me and you, Cam, I'm planning on cutting all ties I have to you.
What?
And right now, I'm getting myself a new phone and a new number, so neither you or your mom will ever be able to find me or contact me ever again. Then, once you're never able to talk with me or see me again, you'll have to go through my lawyer, who is looking forward to talking with you both.
But, Dad...
I need to get back to getting my new phone now.
Dad, please!
To start, David had a long talk with his lawyer about how he wanted both his wife and his son to be taken out of his will, as well as for both of them to get nothing from him in the divorce. When this was brought up to both Cameron and Lucy, neither of them wanted to agree to what David was asking and tried begging for him to rethink what he had planned to do to them. Of course, he didn't budge, and so Lucy signed the document first, followed by Cameron doing the same with huge reluctance. And then, instead of taking any settlement from Cameron and Lucy, he only asked that Cameron's real dad pay him. In my case, I went and had a settlement made for both Cameron and the woman that he cheated on me with. Once they had both paid the money that I had asked for, they were left with the realization that I just took $15,000 from the both of them, and that things were going to become much harder. Cameron ended up leaving his job due to all the stress and returned back to his mom and real dad with his new girlfriend, where they all started to live together with very little money to their name. Now, the only person that seems to be working any sort of job is the real father, and he is left with himself and 3 people that he'll have to start trying to care for.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Alright, that's it. I've had enough of all this. I can't be married to you. I want a divorce right now.
I'm sorry. What? Andre, what do you mean? What's brought this on all of a sudden?
Are you for real right now? Kelly, how can you not know what's brought this on? It's been almost 3 years since we got married. 3 years and you still haven't gotten pregnant. We have this kind of tradition that we need to follow in my family. If a married couple doesn't get pregnant within 3 years of getting married, the husband gets a divorce from the wife. You haven't gotten pregnant, Kelly, so I have no choice but to proceed with the divorce. We're supposed to be having a family by now.
Are you being serious, Andre? Who in their right mind will call that a tradition? It's so weird and just downright crazy to me.
What? That was like crazy. That's just what my family does. All families have their traditions and their way of doing things.
I wouldn't have known much about this a long time ago, but since it has continued into the present day, don't you think that tradition is crazy and outdated?
Why would you seriously think that? My family are allowed to have traditions like this.
But it's so different nowadays. Andre, those traditions were probably made when people thought that women were the only reason for not getting pregnant. Don't you know that men can have problems as well? It's been discovered that infertility can be a problem in males. Even if you're not infertile, there is medical evidence that stress can make it extremely difficult for couples to conceive. Did you even think about that? Besides, your own mother told me to keep having fertility tests done like once every 6 months. I get checked up on all the time. When the results come back, everything is good. I have no issues with my fertility. The most recent test I had was just under a month ago. I don't think it's right to blame me for not being pregnant yet.
But you're the one who needs to be getting pregnant, so it's your fault. Something is not working down there, otherwise we would have had kids by now. It obviously means that you can't get pregnant, so what's even the point of trying to continue on like this? So that's why I need to get a divorce from you. That's my final decision, it's already been made.
I guess I see what you're saying. Fine. Do as you please, Andre. If you think that being cut off from the family who believes in crazy traditions like this is what should happen, then it's not such a bad thing to get a divorce.
How dare you be so rude? Don't you dare treat me like a fool. You're the one in the wrong here. You're so useless since you can't even get pregnant.
So, does that make me the crazy one then? Because I'm not abiding to your family's tradition? Wouldn't you agree that you're the crazy one?
Excuse me, what? Why would you call me crazy when I'm not the one to blame for you getting pregnant?
Okay. I'll agree to the divorce, Andre. Have it your way then.
What? Really? You're gonna agree to this? Oh, okay, that's fine. Well, we can start the process then. This is good. I can finally go and meet myself another wife that can actually get pregnant and give me children.
Okay, if that's what you want to do. However, I will demand for compensation from you and whoever this Malzy woman is, since it'll be an affair you're having since we're still married.
What are you talking about? What compensation? You agreed to a divorce. You don't get compensation if you agree to it.
Just do it how it should be done and pay me properly, please.
I don't understand what you're saying. I don't owe you anything.
On that note, now let me go back to my parents' house.
What's going on? Did your parents find out or something? You gotta be clear with me. What are you talking about? Wow, I can't believe that this is happening. When I heard from Maisie earlier that she had seen you, I didn't expect her to say that. When I actually saw you, I was really amazed. Why the heck is a single woman who can't even have children at an elementary school sports day? Wouldn't that make you even more depressed about not being able to have children? You're obviously trespassing, so I would definitely report you for that.
Excuse me? Who am I speaking with? What do you want from me?
Oh, really? You don't know who this is? How can you not know? I see what's going on here. I suppose you didn't know that I changed my username on here. It's me, Andre, your ex-husband. I changed some details on my profile.
No way. This can't be. Andre? Wow, is that really you? You still have my number?
It's been a long time, Kelly, about 8 years or so since the last time we talked to each other. I just took a seat over by the horizontal bars. I don't really want to interact with you as the parents around here where I'm sitting might misunderstand the situation. You can see where I'm coming from here, right?
I don't really know who is who, to be honest. I just see figures of people, not distinct features.
Ah, okay, I gotcha. Then you must have some really terrible eyesight then.
Andre, I didn't expect you to be around. Why are you here anyways?
I decided to come along to my child's sports day today. It'd be a shame to not spend time with my family on such a fun day anyway, so I came along to watch.
Oh, I see. So I assume that you had a child with Maisie then? Is that correct?
You'd be right, yeah. We would be able to have a child together. You know, thanks to you not being able to get pregnant and agreeing to get the divorce, I was able to become a father. Isn't that great? By the way, my child is a first-grade elementary school student. You know, back then it was really hard because I was so angry about the alimony. But now, I don't mind. My kid is at such a cute age and I can just play with them all the time. It's fantastic.
I don't understand what would make you laugh about the situation though, when it's not even funny. What you said to me was horrible, Andre. So is your child the student who transferred into class 2 in the semester after summer vacation?
What do you mean transferred? What are you talking about?
It makes me wonder what happens in terms of why your child is transferring schools straight after starting one.
Now, hold on just a minute. How come you know so much information about schooling and whatnot? You're an outsider. Why would you know what's going on here? I'm just curious about if this elementary school's personal information database is safe. How do you know so much?
I don't know if you noticed why your child is in the same year group as mine.
Wait, hold up. Excuse me. What are you trying to say?
I'm saying my child is in the first grade. Don't you know that? They're in the same grade but a different class and homeroom teacher.
You're very funny, Kelly. Ha ha. I know you're lying right now. Why would some infertile woman say something so ridiculous? Are you trying to play me? Isn't this more to do with suspicious people that are unrelated to the school itself, that they're trespassing on the school property? Seriously, I should report this, right?
Believe what you want, Andre. After what you did, I met someone else and got remarried. And I got pregnant and gave birth over, 6 years ago. I got informed from someone that my child was the same age as yours. I never thought that our children would end up being at the same elementary school.
So nice to hear the delusions of an infertile woman. Could you just cut it out?
Look, my child's event is coming up shortly, so I'm just gonna end this conversation.
Wow, too bad we have to end this delusional conversation. Your presence on school property is a bit suspicious. I'm gonna go and talk to the teacher just to be sure. Hey, we need to talk. I want to ask the other parents about the child that you were cheering for in the race. Is it true that you got remarried and had a child who happens to be in the same year as mine? It's not your husband's ex-wife's child, it's definitely your biological child, right? But this can't be. Your last name is now Roberts, right? And your son's name is Max. My company's chair is named Roberts, so does that mean Max is the son of my boss? Hold on, what on earth is this madness? How could this happen? Hold on, weren't you supposed to be infertile? But you got married and had a child? How? So you just gained all this money and the status of being with a powerful man? Hey, I'm talking to you. Don't be so rude and answer me. Hey, Kelly, the sports day is over now. You can message me since this day is almost finished. Hey, answer my questions that I sent during the day.
I don't have any answers to give you. All I can say is that I have a good condition with my husband.
That doesn't explain anything, Kelly.
You want the story of how we met? Is that what you want?
Just give me some answers. You have a lot of explaining to do.
After we got divorced, I got a job at a company over here, so I moved here to start my job. I ended up taking a ballroom class just for fun. My new husband happened to be in that class too. At first, we started dating without me knowing that he came from a wealthy family who all managed a company. He then proposed to me. I was in shock about the proposal, but we got married and had our son. Is that story sufficient enough for you?
You didn't mention anything about how you got pregnant. How are you able to get pregnant if you're infertile? That's what I really want to know.
Okay, firstly, I'm not infertile, Andre. If you really want to know, I conceived my son naturally. I didn't have any fertility treatments.
Are you being serious right now? Are you playing some sort of trick on me? So you're really not infertile at all?
I'm not infertile. How many times do I have to tell you before you understand? About a year ago, I gave birth to my second child. A daughter.
What the heck? No way, really? But I didn't see you with any children at the sports day. How am I supposed to believe something like that?
Since it was sports day, the sports were limited to how many family members could come and watch their kids. So I left my daughter with my mother to take care of her whilst I watched my son's event.
So you gave birth to 2 children. This can't be.
Okay, I've answered your questions. I think it's time for you to stop interrogating me, okay?
Excuse me? I'm allowed to ask questions, okay? How dare you?
Also, during this conversation, my husband is right here watching you message me.
Your husband is reading over your shoulder. Wait, the company chairman? Why are you being like that towards me? Why are you letting him?
He has a right to know what my ex-husband is bugging me for information about my family. I just can't reply to your messages without showing my husband. He'll misunderstand the situation otherwise.
This seriously can't be happening right now. There's a thing called privacy.
I know about privacy, Andre. He has the right to know. Please understand that this conversation is to remain completely transparent.
What the heck, Kelly? How dare you talk to me like that? I can't believe this is happening right now. After all I have done for you, I have been nothing but nice to you. This is all your fault.
What could I have possibly done to you now, Andre? Why do you message me so much?
Because of you, I had to quit my job. I can't work for that company anymore. I'm so humiliated by the fact that my company's chairman's wife was my ex-wife. How can you backstab me like this? After all these years, and you just come back and ruin things for me, huh?
Okay. We're in this situation. Is it my fault that you quit your job? Was there a point where I asked you to quit your job? Didn't you just quit on your own accord due to some weird pride thing that you have? I didn't push you into quitting your job. You just found out something that you just didn't want to believe. This is not even close to being my fault. I just so happened to be at my child's sports day and cheering the students on.
Would you shut up, Kelly? This is your fault, and that's all I have to say. This all comes back to you. I can easily get a new job somewhere else that has got nothing to do with you. Someone will definitely hire me. I won't have any issues at all.
It's just a bit weird to just go and blame someone for something they had no part to play with. It's rather annoying, so you really need to stop doing that. By all means, go and find another job. Like you said, I'm sure someone will hire you. Stop blaming me for things I didn't do.
Hey, we gotta talk. I can't believe something like this has happened to me. My wife just left me and took my child with her. They're just gone, and I have no idea where they are.
I really don't get why you're contacting me about this. Shouldn't you be speaking to your current wife? You know, to find out where she is and where your child is too?
I've decided that everything that's happening to me is all your fault. After all this time, you've somehow stepped back into my life and messed it all up. You just had to show up right in front of me in that instant, didn't you? For what you've done to me, I want an explanation. I shouldn't have to quit my job. This is all you're doing. You have been nothing but a pain in my backside since that sports day.
Now wait just a minute. Could you please stop acting like I met up with you and ruined everything? Why do you have to treat me this way? Don't you think it was all just a coincidence? It just happened to be that our paths unfortunately crossed again after all this time. It's the fact that you found me, start making a fuss and pounce at the chance to annoy me.
But you're the one who appeared right in front of me. You ruined everything.
How can you say that? I just appeared right in front of you? I didn't do anything to you. You know that I've been living close to this town for nearly 8 years, right? Besides, you were the one that just so happened to choose this town to live in. Our kids go to the same elementary schools because you made your child change schools.
Well, I had to think about those things. We needed our child to change schools.
Is it true that Maisie became like a monster parent as soon as she entered her child into Walter Elementary School in the next town over? Was it to change the environment for the child who ended up knowing for being a problem child at their previous school?
What the heck, Kelly? How dare you say such a thing about my own child? How could you have known about something like that?
It just so happens that a colleague that I have at work, their child actually goes to Walter Elementary School. They know that your child was a problem in the classroom. That's how I got so much information about what your wife and child are like. I was just able to piece it together.
You can't be serious right now. How is there someone that you know that goes to that school? You can't possibly know everyone. How would you even know if it's true?
Maybe because my colleague is a reliable source. Look, even though the situation exists, you don't need to shout halfway across the field that you found your ex-wife. If anyone should be humiliated, it's me. I'm trying to be mature about this, so can you do so as well? You're an adult, for goodness sake.
Well, now that you say it, I'm an adult and I can do whatever I want and when I want because you ruined everything for me.
Okay, that's it. I've had enough of this. Would you please not contact me ever again? I would really greatly appreciate that.
Huh? What do you mean? But you're the one to blame for all these things happening to me.
How many times do I have to say this before you get it through your thick head, Andre? You're the one who no longer works for my husband's company. I didn't get you fired. Your child will probably end up transferring again at an elementary school in Maisie's hometown. There's no longer be a relationship between you and Maisie, which is just a shame for the child.
What are you talking about? Do you know why they left? My child is going to be transferring schools again?
Okay, now I'm just confused. Did you really not know what's going on at all? I assumed because it was your family that you would know.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this. I haven't heard anything like that until now.
Really? Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't think I'm the right person to tell you this, but I guess since you're talking to me, maybe I should say something. I don't know. So I just got this information from the elementary school's mom friend network. You know, to keep each other in the loop about what our kids are doing and such what. The fact that you, the father of the child, didn't know anything about this really important thing is beyond my belief.
Would you quit messing me about, Kelly? I don't have the energy or time for this. Tell me what is going on right now.
I'm not messing you about in any way, Andre. Look, I can't go into a lot of detail, alright? It's not something that others can speculate about. But I get the impression that your family is on the brink of falling apart. I hope that you realize you're standing in a dangerous territory right now. You could lose everything. I think you've got no choice but to talk it over with Maisie. Maybe you both can repair what needs to be fixed. I can't say anything more than that.
But I didn't do anything, did I? What could I possibly have done to Maisie to make her leave? None of this makes sense. But I need to find her and talk to her. I need to see my child.
Then go do that. You're a man. You should be able to figure these sort of things out. On that note, I'll say goodbye.
I can't believe what I just learned. All these years and I've been living in a lie. The child isn't mine. I don't understand what this means for me. I really don't know what to say or do. You know, if I didn't end up running into you at school, I wouldn't have to suffer such a wave of misfortune.
Are you seriously kidding me right now? You're blaming all of this on me. You're still going to continue with this narrative? You're so insane.
What? I'm allowed to. My life has been ruined since the day I saw you. Nothing would have happened if I didn't see you.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Well, that's odd. Did I forget to block you or something?
Huh? What do you mean? I'm not being ridiculous at all. I think it's a fair thing to say. What are you talking about?
I'm definitely going to block you this time. I've heard enough nonsense from you.
Wait, no! You can't block me! I'm not finished talking to you. You've done me wrong and you gotta fix it.
I'm so done with this conversation and you. Goodbye, Andre. Have a nice life. Since the end of that conversation, I have received a lot of information through some acquaintances. Firstly, my ex-husband and Maisie got divorced. The custody of the child was given to Maisie. Apparently, she was given a chance to do a DNA test done, and as a result, the parentality test came back negative. Furthermore, it was revealed that my ex-husband was the one who was infertile all along. However, the child was my ex-husband's child according to the family register, so there's an issue with having to pay for child support. In the end, both families got involved and it turned into a massive uproar and was a huge mess to deal with. I don't know if there will be a solution coming out of this case. I don't want to get caught up in the commotion of it all. It seems like more and more people are abandoning them while this continues on. I would like to forget it about and put it all behind me. It'll be nice to go back to my daily life in peace and quiet. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, Gwen! It's been 5 years now, I think. I just wanted to say that I've started to think about you and thought I'd give you a text or two.
Huh? Who is this that I'm speaking to now?
Hey, come on now. You don't have to act so distant from me, all right? It's me, the man you've been wishing to have come back into your life again. Your ex-husband, Weston.
Ah, I think I have an idea of who you are. You're the man that stabbed me in the back right as I entered the hospital to have our baby, right? Well, I'm sorry to say, but I have not been wishing for you to come back into my life after that, so please leave me alone now. You must be thinking of another woman.
You have to be kidding me right now. Well, it's not like I bear any good news for you, though, since I'm not thinking of leaving my current wife or anything.
I'm getting really tired of having to text you right now. If you have a reason for texting me besides this tedious BS, then spit it out, please. Otherwise, I'm blocking you like I should have done all those years ago.
Starting today, you and I are going to be living together again, please and thank you.
Wait, what?
Actually, I'm already on my way over to your place right now. My car is filled with all our things, and I should be there in the next hour or two.
Even if you come here, you won't be seeing me any, so don't even think that you can start to live with me again.
Ah, okay, all right then. This isn't about me, all right? The real reason why I'm coming over to your place right now is this.
What? You still have more to say to me?
Actually, this has to do with your little sister, Kylie. She got into a really bad accident last year, and it's left her disabled. Right now, she's having to live life riding around in a wheelchair because her legs don't work anymore. And the doctor told me they'll never work again, so this is how she's gonna be for the rest of her life.
Wait, she's in a wheelchair now?
Honestly, having to take care of her by myself is really tough. So to try and push this job off onto someone else, I thought I could at least come to your place with her and have you care for her.
You can come out here all you want, but...
That house you're living in, your parents' house, it's easily accessible for handicapped people, right? Just having the space for her to get around in her wheelchair would be a major help to her and I.
And
so we'll be moving into that house with you today, and I'll have you take care of your sister for me now.
Huh?
Just listen to me for a second. Kylie, she's your little sister of all people. As her older sister, you have to take care of her now, right, Gwen? That's just the way things should be. That's the way things have always been between sisters.
How about you stop doing things without asking me what I think about them first? And by the way, this house is not easily accessible for handicapped people. So I'm not sure where you're getting that information from.
I know it's easily accessible. I saw the place with my own eyes before. I get that I don't know everything about buildings and their layouts, but even to my amateur eyes, I could tell your place would be perfect for her.
You can say whatever you want, Weston, but I'm telling you right now that this house is not accessible for her.
Hey, I'm not gonna let you run away from your responsibilities with stupid lies like that about your place.
My responsibilities to what?
Are you not heartbroken by the fact that your little sister is having to live in a wheelchair right now?
Not really, because I'm not sure what little sister you're talking about.
What?
I don't have any little sisters, Weston.
Hey!
And if you still try to get into my house, I will not be letting you inside. So good luck to you and whoever you're with.
I see now. So that's what's going on here. You happen to still have that kid with you that we both had years ago, and that's why you're not able to focus on taking care of Kylie for me. But here's the thing, you need to think about this more. I'm being very kind by coming back as that kid's father to be with them and raise them the way you can't as a mother. You should be happy and thankful to have me there to be with the kid, and that should mean you will take care of my wife as a way of showing your appreciation to me. You can also take care of the kid and I like you'd always been doing, as well as clean and cook for all of us. How could you be against something as wonderful as that? And once you start to live this happy life that I'm trying to give you, you won't find it that bad having to care for your little sister anymore. You'll get used to it, all right? You'll get used to it. And now that you're aware of all that, the problem's been solved. I think we'll be there in another 30 minutes or so, so please be waiting outside to see us. Well, would you look at that? Just like I was saying, you're living in a very accessible house for handicapped people. There's even a slope leading up to the porch and front door, which is very much meant for someone in a wheelchair, right?
Wait, you've arrived at my house? Hold on, you actually came to my house?
I told you already that starting today I'd be coming to live with you, right?
I know, but what's this about there being a slope leading up to the front door? This house is flat with the walkway coming up to the front door, so there's no place for a slope. Also, the fact that this house is a part of a condo group means that I can't just start putting in things like that without permission from the landlord first. They would get very upset otherwise.
What? Did you just say condo?
Yes, I'm living in a condo currently.
Wait, you're supposed to be living in a house, right?
I guess you could call this a house, but really it's a condo that's attached to a network of townhouses.
But right now, in front of me is this house that's accessible to even those who are in wheelchairs.
Excuse me? Hey, bud, where even are you right now?
Where am I? Jacksonville.
Oh, that's the town my parents used to live in.
Where your parents used to live?
They moved out of that city 3 years ago, so the current family who's living there has nothing to do with my parents or myself now.
Huh?
And from what I was told after they sold their house, the place was torn down completely. That's probably why the new house has all that accessibility for handicapped people to enter from.
What the heck? Why did you all move away from here without telling me?
Excuse me?
What the frick? Why didn't any of you tell your sister and me?
Who do you think was at fault for us having to all move away from there?
What?
That was the same house where my little sister, at the time, went and stole my husband from me. It was also called the house of where the parents of a whore lived because they let their younger daughter steal their older daughter's husband.
Huh?
There were all sorts of people in the neighborhood my parents and I lived in who loved to spread rumors about us after what had happened between you and my sister. After my mom went and had a word with some of those people and learned that they would never budge from calling our family names and making fun of us, she decided we all had to move out of town. And so that was the decision we all agreed on before selling the house.
What the heck? Well, that's not a good enough reason for not telling Kylie and I that you were all moving away.
You still don't get it then. The other reason for us all moving out of that house and leaving town.
What's that?
We left in order to cut ties to both of you and the little girl who went and stole her own older sister's husband from her. I'm sure you can understand why we'd want to cut ties to the both of you, and that's why you should no longer have any reason now for wanting to still talk to me.
What? Then what you were just saying about how you no longer have a little sister, that was all because you went and...
Because I've gone and cut ties to the both of you. If you want me to make up a word for what she is to me now, you can call her my ex-sister.
Your ex-sister?
Both my mom and dad are calling her their ex-daughter as well. And when it comes to what they are both calling you after backstabbing me, just know that their words are not clean. Now, if you're still in the mood to come and find where we are really living and try to meet with us, you can forget it. The three of us do not want to see you guys anymore, and we most certainly do not want you guys living here with us.
Wait a second. I get that what happened 5 years ago wasn't all that great, but if I have to say it, that all happened 5 years ago, right? Things have changed a lot since then, like Kylie's and my situation.
You're talking about how Kylie is now in a wheelchair and about how you're having to take care of her all by yourself now?
That's right, Gwen. Let's just forget about what happened 5 years ago and get back to being really close family to one another. Doesn't that sound like the best choice to you and your parents right now?
The only person that is allowed to choose whether or not to forget about the past is the victim, and you're not the victim. So, you want to get back to being close to one another again?
Gwen?
Shut the hell up. Gwen, this is Kylie. What? Kylie? Oh, thank goodness. I thought you would have had me blocked or something. What do you want from me? The only reason I unblocked you right now is because I'm worried about what your husband is doing and thought that you might come to tell me what the hell is up with him. I'm sorry. I know very well that I'm not in the place to be talking to you right now. I want to apologize to you from the bottom of my heart for what happened 5 years ago. I'm sure you won't be forgiving me for any of what happened then, but I just wanted to say that I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I fought back my fears this time and gave it all I had to contact you like this. What do you want, Kylie? Weston and I are getting a divorce, Gwen. Huh? The reason why I've been wanting a divorce is because I ended up paralyzed from the waist down in that car accident. Wait, so does that mean the divorce is really about you? Yes. He doesn't want to take care of me now, even though I'm in this wheelchair. He's been taking some care of me for a lot longer than I was originally expecting, but I can tell that it's causing him to only hate me more and more. And that's why you want this divorce? Thankfully, the company I've been working for is very accessible for people like me and have been helping me through a lot of the troubles I've been having. The company even helped me to find support outside the office for my needs. And, well, 2 days ago I had plans to enter a place for people like me where I could be cared for by professionals and such. Did something happen? I'm not sure how all of this played out, but for some reason Weston was able to hear about your recent state of affairs. Wait, what? My recent state of affairs? Is it true that you started your own company and are making a lot of money now? What? I'm sure I shouldn't be saying it all like this, but aren't you better off being used by other people than being at the top and telling those around you what they should do? I see. I'm aware of that myself. In reality, I don't have a company of my own. Right now, I'm working full-time at a supermarket where I'm making pretty much the average amount anyone else in this position would be making. And I've had this job ever since I divorced Weston. That's kind of what I was thinking. In other words, the real reason for why Weston was wanting to move in with us here and have me take care of you was because he thought that I was making bank or something as a CEO? I think so. What you just said sounds correct to me, at least. He probably wants to be back with you now so that he can use you as his ATM while using the fact that I'm your disabled sister now to force you to take responsibility for my care. Does this also mean he's gone and quit his job? That's what he told me he'd done. I've wanted to escape him this whole time, hence wanting the divorce, but he continues to want to use me. And because of that, I can't get the divorce I want. I hope I can trust everything you're saying right now. What? Remember that you both were the ones that stabbed me in the back, so it's not that easy for me to trust a single word you're saying now. I guess you're right. I understand that this is hard for you to believe, but right now I'm really worried about what Weston is trying to do, and that's why I'm warning you about him before it's too late. What should I do? What should I be doing here? I have something to confess. It's about how you ended up being paralyzed from the waist down and about how you had to end up in a wheelchair. I've known all about that for a while now. What? Is that so? The hospital that you were taken to after that accident is the same hospital my friend is currently working at as a nurse. She knows about what happened between you and I 5 years ago, but she wanted to just give me a heads up. And so she told me in private what happened to you. Is that what happened? But, even with all of that in mind, I will never be meeting with you or Weston ever again. And I won't even tell you where I'm living now. I know. However, just this one time, I'll lend you a hand. Wait, are you sure that's okay? Can you wait a little bit? There's someone I'd like to chat with first before doing anything else. Currently, I'm hiding the fact that I'm talking to you from Weston by having a blanket over my head and acting like I'm asleep. I see. Well, thanks for letting me know that. When I have the details I need, I'll make an effort to talk things through with Weston and see where that takes us. Just keep the fact that you and I have been talking a secret from him, and I'll make sure something is done about him. Also, please remain by his side for the time being. Understood. I'm sorry this is all becoming a problem for you now as well, but thank you for the help. The park close to my parents' old house, Liverton Park.
What?
At the southern entrance near the swing set and everything, at 8 a.m.
What are you going on about right now?
Preparations have been made for both you and Kylie, so please come here to meet with me.
Wait, does that mean what I think it means?
Things will be explained to you in more detail tomorrow if you come. I'm sure that it's pretty early in the morning for someone like you, but make your best effort not to be late, and bring Kylie with you.
Will do. Hey, Gwen, who are all these men that just got out of that all blacked out SUV?
Did they not tell you who they were when they first came up to you?
They told me they're part of some sort of group, but I didn't hear everything. Who the hell are all of these men?
They all happen to work for a group who is known for their strict regulations and have been known to employ out-of-line people like yourself in order to reshape them into proper members of society.
Huh?
I heard about how you ended up quitting the job you had from back when you and I were still married, and so I thought you'd need a new place to work.
What? No, wait, I was thinking about finding another job after moving in with you. Actually, there is no reason for me to be working right now.
The man in charge of that company that's there to pick you up just so happens to be a customer of my husband.
Huh? Husband?
Now that I think about it, I never told you this. I got married.
What?
My husband recommended that I get that customer of his involved, so allow his company to give you a second chance, all right?
Wait. You're the one who started their own successful company, right?
What was that? I'm not sure what you're on about, but all I'm doing at the moment is working at the supermarket.
What?
I'm not sure who you were hearing all of that from, but the only person I know who started up a company recently and has been profiting from it is my husband.
So it's not you that started up a company?
I know very well that I'm not fit for bossing other people around or running my own business.
What?
This means we're done here, right? I have to head into work here pretty soon, so...
Wait. I just realized that Kylie is not around me anymore.
Like I care about where she went.
What?
Goodbye forever now, Weston. Consider yourself the newest member of my blocked contacts list.
Wait, Gwen! This is not the kind of stuff that I wanted to happen!
For starters, I was told that Kylie's things have all been sent to the new living quarters she was moving to, where she would be supported by a team of specialists who could care for her needs. After telling me that, she said thank you for what I'd done and that she'd work towards changing her ways while living there so that I'd someday be able to forgive her. And then after that last message, we stopped talking to one another altogether, as I went and blocked her phone number once again. The only things I've heard about Kylie since then is that she was finally able to get that divorce from Weston that she'd been wanting, and that she'd been working from home now, as a way of better using her time instead of having to struggle on her way to her office every day. Luckily, that divorce went a lot more smoothly for her than she first thought, since there was no way for Weston to fight back anymore. Now we have to talk about what happened with Weston. I only just learned about this a little bit after having him taken away by that company, and that's the fact that he has had some serious debt from even before he and I got married. I guess the original plan was to use me and my job to help him make more money in order to pay it all off. But when that never happened and he got me pregnant, he gave up. To this day, I'm not sure what led him down the path of leaving me for my little sister, but maybe she told him that she'd help with his debt, and that sealed the deal. Anyway, as for that debt, from here on out, using the money he'll be making at that soul-crushing company, 3/4 of it would go towards paying off his larger amount of debt. He had tried to explain to his manager in that company, or should I say handler, that he just needed some money from me and then all the debt would be gone, but luckily all of the people there had no time to waste listening to him. And so all his pleas and requests to get his phone back in order to talk to me went unheard. A little while after moving into his dorm at the company, he was able to find his phone and get it back from his handler, but just before he could say anything to me, he was found, and his phone ultimately smashed by the foot of his coworker. The only message he was able to send to me before that happened was, "Help." And after seeing that message, I went and erased all his contact info from my phone. Finally, things have become quiet for me again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.